How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. As you see me through these videos, you might start to wonder, what was I like in my younger days? So today I'm going to share with you 3 instances where I actually made money for myself in high school. But first, this video is brought to you by BenQ. Their e-reading lamp has a huge curve on it so that it projects a wide beam of light. It's touch enabled. You can vary the intensity as well as adjust the color temperature. Seriously though, I think this thing is more artistic rather than just functional, because when I look at this thing, it looks pretty. If you guys are interested in this product, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Now, I thought sharing with you these stories might be interesting because you might want to see, well, what position do you need to be when you're in high school? What do you need to do to be, I hate to say as successful, but at least I've gotten to a point where I quit my job. I'm kind of semi-retired, so this might be something that people aspire to be. And you might wonder, what did I do in high school in order to get here? So the first story is really what I did in terms of trying to make money for myself. It wasn't all that much at the time, okay? It was a calculator modification business. Okay, I only got like 2 customers or something, but I was super duper proud that I made money outside of a job. I still had a job back then. I wanted to modify my calculator to make it a little bit faster. So then I just went on the internet. I looked up how to do it. I bought the parts. They were basically little capacitors I had to buy from DigiKey. I got them in. It cost me quite a bit. And then I started offering this service to my fellow students. And I think it was either $10 or $20 per modification. And I would take the calculator home that evening, and then I would do the modification, add a little switch in there. It basically allows the calculator to go in like a turbo mode, because when you replace this capacitor, it just increased the clock rate like 2 or 3 times, although it would drain the battery a little bit more. Now, I got a few customers. They wanted me to do it. I did it for them. It was, all good and stuff. And most of the time they were super duper happy. But generally for high school students, right, $10, $20, this is a lot of money. So not many people actually wanted to do it. However, the people that did, they claimed that it helped them on their test scores. It definitely helped mine because I would, do those calculus tests, I think. And then usually it would ask you to graph something. And a lot of times people would just punch in the stuff and they would press enter and they would wait like a minute or two. Whereas for people that got the modification, it would only take, 1/3 the time, 10, 20 seconds, and then they can keep on doing their tests. Of course, yes, you can multitask and stuff, but most of the time, people can't just in the middle of doing one problem, just multitask and do another problem. It's a little bit hard. So, in a way, this modification helped me improve my test scores, and well, it made a little bit of money modifying it for other people. So I find this kind of interesting to start knowing, start trying to make money for yourself outside of a regular job where they actually, you got a job and then they pay you by the hour. You want to find entrepreneur ways to do it. So maybe that was my first taste of it. I'm like, oh, how do I make money? I also remember other people there also selling stuff in high school. There was this one thing, I don't know, just like a doodad type of ornament type of thing for your keychain. And this person was selling it it was much more popular than my calculator modification deal. I think that keychain selling thing just got me thinking of like, hey, I should create a product, create something that people want and then start offering it to other people. Another instance where I made a little bit money, all these are very tiny amounts of money, but it kind of got me started, which is to program. I made a program to modify this big list of yearbook names or something. They wanted a whole bunch of names that is in weird order, last name first or something, and they wanted me to alphabetize them. And in order to do this by hand, there are like, I don't know, 1,000 names or something. It's going to take forever. So I wrote a program. I think it was Bubble Sort or something. It's in basic language. And Basically you put in a floppy disk. It goes, oh, where's your floppy disk? And then you just say, enter in the commands, and it'll just read everything with all the files, and then it would spit out a new file that is alphabetized, basically. And for that, I'm not even sure how people found out about my programming abilities back then, because I guess I took programming and I got an offer, and then I'm like, yeah, that's something I can do. And then I had to make a request for what my price is. And I forget if it was me asking for how much I should get paid, or they offered me a yearbook. I think maybe they asked to give me one yearbook, and I'm like, no, that's not enough or something, and I asked for two. So I know I got two yearbooks, and then I ended up selling one really quickly. So I don't know, $50-$60 or something in terms of how much I get paid for writing that program. For one, I save $50-$60 on buying my own yearbook, because I definitely would have bought one, and then I save another $50-$60. So this is a proud moment for me. It wasn't that much money, and I was more proud of this amount than actually working the same amount at a regular job. For some reason, it meant so much to me. The third story is that back then I was working at a manual labor job at an electronics factory. And my main job over there was basically crimping a lot of cables and then soldering it so that it definitely gets connected for one reason or another. Sometimes there will be assembly. So a lot of manual labor, a lot of using your hands, using drills and stuff to assemble electronic things. So I might have demonstrated my ability, I don't know, to program stuff. People know that, I'm into that. I'm into the electronics thing. So I got assigned to operate this new machine, which was an automatic wire cutter. So I learned how to do it. So using the book, I'm like reading it. And that time it was like a promotion to me, even though I did not get paid more. The benefit comes in that when you switch from this manual labor thing to more of, using your brain, you end up needing to use less of your muscle power, and there's less redundancy or like repetitiveness when whatever you're doing. So when I switched over to programming this machine, I was very, very happy about it. Like the days passed by really quickly because I was doing something that I was interested in. I was learning something new, and it was actually fun for me, like I programmed this machine. There's this big spool of wire, and then I just go, and then it spits out like 1,000, 2,000 wires cut to the same length. And they're stripped at the ends even. And then, I have to generate new programs to program different kinds of wires, because sometimes they might have a sleeve, sometimes they might have braiding, and you need to, cut it in certain way so that it's easiest to process for whoever that gets those wires afterwards. So these instances, they were all kind of like small victories here. One little step at a time. It's like, oh, I can do this. I can make a little bit of money this way. So I guess this would kind of be like my entrepreneur spirit, doing it a little bit at a time, but not really. I wasn't really starting a business or anything, right? I was just kind of like trying to make a little money on the side. So I feel like all of this is kind of indicative of this business spirit. You always should try new things, okay? If it doesn't work, fine. At least you tried. Try different methods of making money, right? Sometimes you don't have time to do it when you're at a job, you're slogging away 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week. But it's still important to, like, all the more important to do it so that you go and find new avenues of income. You go explore those, learn new things. And another one is eBay. I mean, I was the first one to actually do it. I just know, oh, you can sell stuff on there? Oh, okay, let me just go learn it. So then I'm all gung-ho about it. I just go do it. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect at first, usually I would just jump right into it. I make mistakes. As you can see from this YouTube channel, I made plenty of mistakes in the past that might have caused, people to unsubscribe and stuff, but I just keep on going anyway. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this kind of story time is entertaining for you and kind of, I don't know, give you enthusiasm to try and do your own thing, try to make money on the side as well. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below. Let me know your stories of what kind of things you did to make money back when you're in high school. And as always, don't forget to push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.